Don't forget to subscribe. Come on in the kitchen and let's get ready to bake. I am Rashida and I'm going to show you how to make this wonderful, delightful fall apple crisp. Grab your apron and let's get ready to cook. It is fall and this is apple season. So whether you're picking your apples from the farm, the orchard, or just grabbing some from the store, you definitely want to get some apples and try different things with them. Today I'm going to show you how to make this apple crisp, which basically is an apple pie without the pie crust. Instead, we're using this crumb topping, which is delicious, and it's just a change up. All I need today is, of course, some apples, brown sugar, white sugar, flour, some oats, some butter, cinnamon, nutmeg, and that's just about it. First, I want to go ahead and dice up my 4 apples, place them in a bowl, and then add my vanilla. And I'm adding roughly 1 to 2 teaspoons of vanilla. Next, I'm going to go ahead and add my dry ingredients, and that's my white sugar, brown sugar, flour, cinnamon, and nutmeg. Mix those up in a bowl and just add those to the apples. And I'm using a 1/4 cup of white sugar, a 1/4 cup of brown sugar, 2 to 3 tablespoons of flour, teaspoon of cinnamon, and a 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg. And just mix all that up and pour them over the apples. Now I'm going to mix these for a while, but once they sit for a few minutes, that dry combination will then become wet and it will start to form the syrup around the apples. So that's making the pie filling, or should I say the apple crisp filling. So right here is the transition. After sitting for a few minutes, the syrup has formed, the sugars have combined and formed a syrup around the apples, and my apple filling is complete. It looks good. It is ready to go into my ceramic dishes or my ramekins. But now I have to make the topping. I love apples. Who else loves apples? What's your favorite apple? My favorite apple right now is called an envy apple. ENVY. That's a delicious apple. Okay, I'm onto my topping. This is so simple. It really is. I'm combining oats, flour, brown sugar, butter, softened butter, and a little bit of pumpkin pie seasoning, but in lieu of that, you can just use cinnamon and nutmeg. And I'm just going to combine all of that until it forms this nice crumble, aka crisp. So while this is all coming together, let's talk apples for a minute and the best baking apples for pies, crisps. You want to make sure to have the firmer apples. So we all know that the Granny Smith is the #1 apple, usually in apple pies, but there's some other apples, like a Fuji apple is good to use. Envy apple is good to use. If you go to farms or orchards, they have Ida Red. Ida Red apple is good. A Stamen is good for baking. Gala is okay. And let's see. There was another one. There are quite a few apples, but I like going to the orchards because you can try out different apples and they'll let you know what's good to bake with for pies, or maybe versus applesauce, or just different variations. Okay, back to the topping. I thought I was going to use my pastry cutter to go ahead and mix up the brown sugar, the oats, and everything, but I really didn't like the way it was working. So I had put that to the side. Tried a fork, didn't really like that. So sometimes, you all, the best tools in your kitchen are your hands. So once the fork wasn't cutting it and the pastry cutter wasn't cutting it for today, I went ahead and used my hands because that's going to bring it together the way I need it in the fastest time. My hands are clean. Yes, they are. At this point, it'll be ready in a few minutes. My topping will be complete. When I'm making a larger amount for more people, I do use the food processor. I could dump everything in the food processor, and within a matter of seconds, it's all combined. So there is my crumb topping. That's how I want it to look. That is the crisp that's going on top of the apple filling. And I'm making individual servings today because it's only a few of us. So it was perfect. Basically, each person gets their own personal size. Now, normally I don't get this fancy. I just put all of this in a pie dish. Put all the apple filling in the pie dish, top it with the crumb topping, the crisp topping, bake it just like I would a pie, and then just make it for everybody to just cut their portion out of. So please don't let the ramekins deter you from making this recipe. You can make it in a pie dish easily or any baking dish, and it'll turn out just as good. Okay, I'm in the home stretch. I placed the apple filling into the ramekins and now I'm just topping it. This is the topping. So I'm just topping it with that crumble, that crisp, and then they're gonna go into the oven on 350 for about 30 to 45 minutes. You'll know they're ready once you see the juice coming out the sides and your topping is nice, crispy, and brown. Okay, it looks like my desserts are ready to go into the oven. I switched it up from being a pie. You could take the same filling, put it between two pie crusts, and you have an apple pie basically. They're going in the oven and they're about to come out. And this is the end result right there. Those are looking mighty delicious, hot, warm. What we need to top them with? Ice cream, whipped cream, or just eat it straight. And some people might go ahead and put a little caramel on theirs. Drizzle a little caramel on there. You got a little caramel apple pie crisp. As always, thanks for coming in the kitchen. Thanks for cooking with me, or shall I say baking with me. I hope you try out these yummy treats. Let me know how they turn out. And it's holiday season, so surprise your friends and family with some of these apple crisps. I'm sure they'll thank you for it. Have a blessed day and a blessed week. Until the next video, take care.